Mary, meet. This is Jen with Jenny Demonic. How's it going? I hope everyone can see here. It's Saturday. We're in the middle of the day. I promised a client of mine who lives outside of the country, outside of the US, that I would make a break them up, return to me a spill. This is intermediate. We have a lot to talk about. If you want to learn how to do this on your own, I suggest you see me because this working with the candles like this, it's already a problem for beginners. But working this one, which is the half of the man and woman separation candle, can be a challenge. So I think that if you want to do this on your own, you can still do this on your own, but you can also book a session with me where you do it in front of me. I think that'd be a good idea. You know, it'll cost you less than us casting it. You'll still learn, but at least you'll learn it the proper way. This candle is a little bit tricky to work, okay? So we're gonna do the return to me spell that is the continuation of a video. See, I have gloves, so that's also another thing that you'll need, but we're gonna talk about all of these as we go. So years ago, I don't know if it was 2018, 2019, you should scroll down to my channel, or I just actually posted below. The first video that I made was a make them fight, make them break up spell. Okay. And I promised that I would do a continuation of it. I think I did, but I don't know where it went. And it's not on my YouTube. And one of my clients said, I would like to try to do part two. So I did the separation spell with the candles. I would like to just do the part two where I bring him, it's a he, but you can do it for a she, where I can bring him back to me. So today we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna show you the simplest way that you can do this on your own, because this is sort of an intermediate. As you can see, this candle is already burning. This is the half of the separation candle. And it's where at some point you just burn it with a red candle, and I'll show you how to make this person return to you, or to promote the return of this person. In the meantime that I'm doing this, I'm also casting for people, so I might have to attend to the casting that people pay for really briefly, because I see some of them are ready to go. I am multitasking people. We have hundreds of people that request our Zoom. I thank you all. We are very grateful that you trust with your lives and your goals. But I need to tell you that there are a few things that I need to tell you that we do not do. Okay, because in the last week, and I have a list here, things we do not do. We do not call you. Do not message us saying, here's my phone number, call me. We do not do that. We don't call you. This is not done through phone numbers. And honestly, nowadays, I don't know who does. You know, we can meet on Zoom. There's a way for you to meet me on Zoom. We've talked about that many, many, many times. I don't want to go over things that are pretty self-explanatory. You just need to go through our website. I even explain how to best order with us, so it's all there for you to know how to order, to know how to. We're real. If you don't trust us, you know, there's nothing that we can do about it. But you know that if you make contact with myself or one of us, we're pretty pretty fast to respond to you. So no, we don't call anyone. So don't give us your phone number, please. Um, Also, make sure that when you're just asking a question, you're using the contact form. The order form is exclusively for those who are in the process of ordering a spill with us. We need that because we need the pictures and we need the information from you. So we do not ship outside of the US, and most of all, this is important, we do not ask you to buy us things or to send us things. No, no, do not offer. It's larceny. It's illegal in the US. We are a legitimate business. We do not do that. I am not asking you to buy me anything. I am not asking you to give me anything. You're purchasing a regular spiritual service. The terms of our service are listed in our website. Thank you for the gift, but we cannot accept. So that's that. And we do not ship outside of the US. I know that there is quite a few of you that I've been meeting on Zoom that are outside of the country. So during our spell casting, there's a problem there because you guys, for example, have a hard time finding Adam and Eve in your country. You know, there's a huge problem because when you get out of the US, it's hard to find this type of ingredients to perform your spell, or you have to wait longer. And so I know we have a lot of clients that are in China, Singapore, Russia, and excuse me, in places. Excuse me one second. I have to attend to the casting here. There you go. So in places where things are not as available as in the US, we can make it work. I can give you a list of alternative ingredients that we can use, and I'm sure that we can make it work. There's a lot of household items that you can use, particularly when you're trying to break somebody up. So I'm sure olive oil is everywhere, pepper is everywhere, black heart oil. I know, guys, you had problems with black heart oil. Those who have seen me on Zoom and can't find black heart oil, we're going to talk about that. Just reach out to me and we're going to find an alternative solution for all of you. Lastly, for those of you who are meeting me on Zoom for spell casting, one thing, and even if you decide to do this, so it's really a message for everyone. Spell casting is a journey. Sometimes you forget one step. It's okay. Keep on going. Don't skip. Keep on going. Finish that and do it better next time. And in hoodoo, because this is essentially hoodoo tradition, even though maybe you have the windows open, I met with the clients that she had all the windows open and the candles obviously went out, you know, so the flame went out. And she goes, oh my God, it's because I have the windows open. Yes, it's because you have the windows open. That's the physical explanation in the physical world. But in excuse me, guys. In hoodoo, I have a little bit of a snuffle today. In hoodoo, everything is a sign. Even the window open that you forget, even the fact that maybe you can't find one ingredient at the last moment when you're getting ready to cast, everything is a sign. It's a sign of resistance. It's a sign that's telling you, look, these people that you, particularly after you have blessed your candles and the candle went out, and that's a sign right there that these people are telling you, it's not going to happen. We resist this. So you have to repeat it. You have to wait a few days and then you repeat it again. You make sure you have all your ingredients with you, as particularly for those of you who are doing intermediate casting. It's important because you cannot get out of the circle. You have to make sure that all your windows are shut. You have to make sure that you are serious and and you go all the steps that you says, what did I miss last time? Oh, I missed that. Well, this time I am not going to. Just be calm, don't panic. Everyone's been there. Casting is messy, even for us that we are experienced in this. We sometimes find that, candles blow on us. They just explode. Oh my God, what do? You clean up everything, you cleanse yourself afterwards, but that's telling you, well, if the candle is explode, is that gonna be a good sign or a bad sign? Probably a bad sign. Probably a sign that the person that you're working on is saying it's not gonna happen, folks. I'm not leaving her, I'm not leaving him. That's essential if you're doing a breakup spell, that is, or if you're doing a love spell and the candle explode. So all of these situations can happen in casting. Casting is messy, and casting needs to be repeated. That's why when we post in our description of the spells, you might need to repeat this. We're not doing this because, oh, we want more money from you, but that's just a reality of things, folks. If you do it on your own, and those who meet me on Zoom know what I'm talking about. Casting can be messy. You can forget things. The window might be open, the candle might explode, the candle might fall. These are all things that are certainly things that happen in the physical world, meaning there's a legitimate scientific explanation to this. But again, in hoodoo, every sign matters. Okay. So having said that, I need to say that because I think it's important for you to realize what it entails to do your own casting. One other thing is, as you know, there's the Black Magic by Aaron, The Way We Were, extremely powerful to kind of return to how you were when you first met the person or attempt to. There's also the Enochian spell. Folks, we're not going to be able to do the Enochian keys for a very long time. So if I see that Aaron is able to highly customize that to your needs, I suggest everyone that is our client to try the Enochian spell with their customized intention, because that's a very difficult spell. That's a very, very, very advanced magic. And we're not able to offer it all the time. In fact, the last time we offered that was probably like 5 years ago. So then we have the Lilith Obsession. Ooh, awesome. Awesome. And Aaron is able to cast that. I strongly recommend that if you want to possess your target. And again, my teaching, I've already told you, you need to have all the ingredients right before we start. And if you can't find something, let us know. Now, how do I do a break them up, return to me? For the break them up, please look at the link below. I will repost that link where I explain how to do the breakup magic. If you want to do it on your own, that's intermediate magic. Okay. So now for the return to me, you're gonna need half of the candle of the person that you want back. Okay. And this person, you're gonna let it burn. Okay. So you're going to separate that from the original position where it was with the wife or with the husband or with the boyfriend or with the girlfriend. You bring this onto a different plate. And because casting is messy, I recommend you have a pair of gloves because you're going to be touching graveyard dirt, pepper, black heart oil, separate doom oil, all the stuff that you decide to put on the black candle that you definitely don't want on you. Excuse me. Second, I suggest you get like a plastic bag on top of a paper so you can wrap everything up, and I'll tell you what to do with it after. So gloves, plastic bag. You're gonna need a cord. I have this. It doesn't have to be this way. You can have like a string, a red string, it's fine. Any cord. And you're gonna need scissors. because you're going to need to cut. So this is not a spell, folks. This is really actually teaching you how to do this. And if you want to do your specific situation, you can come to me and we can do it together, which I recommend. And I typically use Adam and Eve for this, but you can use come to me, return to me oil, desire me. The list is long, but I would say return to me oil, Adam and Eve, and come to me. You can use all three or one of them, it's fine. And then let's say that you're gonna use this candle. You can also use a figure candle, but for this work, I think it's best if you use this candle. Now you're gonna write both names from the bottom up. So your name and his name. Let's just pretend that I am a woman wanting to have a man back. So, and we're just gonna go with Jane Doe, John Doe. So we're gonna write Jane, and I'm gonna show you in a minute. I decided to go step by step for those of you who just want to do this while watching on the video. Remember, every once in a while I have to attend to my own casting here. Jane Doe, John Doe. For those of you who are ordering the Enochian spell, it's a good idea to monitor what happens after. And if you get too agitated during the summoning, you can let Aaron know, because some of the people got incredibly agitated the first night Aaron began, just as it's just a temporary side effect, so to speak. But and then I write return to me. But it can happen. So let us know if you're too agitated. And it's a great spell, really. Well, I'm so happy that we're able to offer these many varieties. Okay, so this is your candle. This is what it looks like. Let's say that you are Jane Doe. I don't know if you can see it. I will Jane Doe, John Doe, return to me. Okay, all from the bottom up. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a little bit of Adam and Eve. Sorry, I have to attend to. It, it is finished. Somebody be. All right, back. So where were we? Here. So we're gonna grab a little bit of Adam and Eve. Put it on your hands. Wrap onto this, and then we're gonna do something interesting. So now you're gonna rub it from the bottom up towards you because you want this person to return to you. But if you wrote the names here, or if the name of the person originally was here, you're just gonna pour it because you're not gonna be able to rub it on here, right? But it's just a way to, let's say, to put symmetry. There is such a thing as symmetrical work in spell casting. So now that you have this candle, you're going to try to place it very close to your specific candles, and you'll see that it can be a little challenging, right? Some people just do this. If you want to take it a step further, which I typically do because I teach you the correct way to do it in hoodoo, I tend to bind this before I light up the candle. And that can be a challenge on its own. But see how it makes more sense. For those of you who don't have Adam and Eve and live China, Russia, anywhere else, you can probably use rose oil, lavender oil. I will give you a list. Just check it out. Look, if this was a spell, I didn't even have to light it up. It lit up on its own. If this was a spell, a return to me spell, it will already be very successful. Why? I didn't have to do any extra step. And it might be just the case for you that if you do this little thing, then you will see on your own how the flame burns, for example, and whether it turns on by just getting it closer to the other flame. Sometimes it doesn't. So don't think that, again, there, as I said to you before, there is the physical world and there is the hoodoo world. In the physical world, any scientific phenomenon will happen just as it needs to happen. The window open will turn off your candle. If you get a candle close to the other candle, the other candle will be lit up. All of that in the physical world. But I guarantee you, I do this many times. And I rarely see that this candle lights up like this. So again, you're looking at the signs. So one thing that you can do, I have to look at the formula here, is say this, and this formula is interesting because it's either you come back to me or your life will be a disaster. So if you don't like this formula, I'm more than happy to give you a different one. But this is how it's done. My sweetheart, my soul, my sweetheart, name of the target, my soul is ready to welcome your return into my life. You will feel blissful with my return into yours, or yours will be over. Yeah. Well, we we can offer you a different type of formula if this doesn't do it for you. But this is the formula. It's the love me or die formula. And by love me or die doesn't mean that you're wishing death upon the target. But that should be another video. If you want to see anything that I could teach you in the future, since I gathered that you guys want me to be on YouTube a little more often, so I can show you all the tricks that you need to know, let me know. And so we can discuss about it. I still think that even though I show you the little tricks, I always get emails saying, Jen, I tried that little thing that you did on YouTube and I messed everything up. And that's why we have reinstated the spell teaching so that you can do it in front of me and I can do the summoning. And it's not for the faint of heart. I mean, folks, casting is casting. And, some people have a different idea of what casting is. And I've discussed this many times before. Casting is not Harry Potter. That's a very romanticized version of casting. Now, this is what casting is. So when you are done saying the formula, you're gonna let this burn all the way down. You have to be careful that the cord doesn't catch on fire. So you kind of have to monitor your own candle. One, because there's a safety issue here, as you can tell. Again, casting is messy. And two, because you don't want to burn down your house. This is why a lot of people prefer to come to us. But you can monitor the cord and gently push the cord down. There will be a way for you to do this. Once the candles have burned together all the way down, then you are going to, let me show you, put all the remains of the candles, all the remains of the wax in the center, and you are going to all you need to do is wrap this up. And then because this is love work, what are you going to do? Remember, love work, you're going to keep it for 7 nights inside your closet somewhere dark. And then you're just going to toss it, just going to release it anywhere in your trash bin. But keep it 7 nights with you. And if you want to restart the cycle of this, I would wait until waning moon when the moon decreases in size. So you can start first with the separation spell, by getting the figure of candles of the man and a woman separation spell. Unfortunately, guys, for those of you who are in a same-sex relationship, you should see if there is such a candle that represents two women or two men. They're very hard to find. If that is the case, I would say use two black candles, burn the black candles to half, and then approach it to the red candle as I am showing you. Or come see me, which I think would be probably the best thing that you can do. Now, if you want to repeat this, you start with the black candles, and then you wait until crescent moon or waxing moon, when the moon increases in size, which is now, because we're going to have full moon next week. And then you can do your return to me part of the spell. I hope this helps you, and I think I have told you everything and more. I hope I kept it short and sweet, and I will return to my casting. Thank you for being here with me today. This is Jen with Jen Demonic. Bye.